The brothers, Ben and Cory, specialized in the high-risk salvage of industrial relics. The more remote and challenging, the better. Their latest venture led them to the skeletal remains of the Black Peak silver mine, a notoriously difficult operation that collapsed during the 1950s, leaving a trail of lost equipment and local legends about a final, massive silver vein that was never fully extracted. The brothers purchased the rights to salvage the abandoned rail line and equipment scattered near the mine's mouth. Their attention, however, was immediately seized by a single object, an ore cart. This cart was not scattered near the entrance. It was found sealed at the dead end of a short, collapsed tunnel, conspicuously secured with heavy-gauge chains and a colossal, antique padlock. The mine had collapsed around it, but the ore cart remained stubbornly protected, clearly indicating its contents were not meant to be found. The entire piece was a monument to protection, a promise that the scrap steel contained a vital secret. The cart itself was a formidable container, constructed of thick, riveted steel, heavy with decades of rust and residual mine dust. Its wheels were fused to the track, and the sheer volume of chain and steel protecting it suggested its contents were of extreme value, far beyond the silver ore it was designed to carry. The local folklore, which they had initially dismissed, suggested the mine foreman, Elias Thorne, had disappeared the day before the collapse, rumored to have escaped with the mine's final, enormous treasury. The brothers realized that this sealed, protected ore cart was not a piece of abandoned equipment. It was the foreman's personal bank, his final, desperate attempt to secure his fortune before fleeing the impending disaster. The cart's scrap value was irrelevant. Its historical and monetary value, if the legend was true, was incalculable. They spent days meticulously cleaning the cart, removing the heavy chains, but the massive antique padlock resisted all conventional methods. It was a specialist lock, designed to resist corrosion and force. They employed a diamond-tipped microsaw, targeting the lock shackle, the final barrier. The moment the steel shackle broke, the lock fell free, but the cart's main door remained sealed shut. This led them to the ultimate discovery. The bottom of the cart, where only rust and grime should have been, felt unusually dense. A close inspection revealed a faint seam, confirming a false bottom had been welded into the cart's heavy shell, meticulously camouflaged with layered rust. The realization that they were standing before a sophisticated, hidden vault inside an industrial relic was overwhelming. Breaching the false bottom of this unique safe required specialized, high-cost resources and capital. This critical phase of the discovery needed the massive support of their global audience. The Archive twins need to break through the final steel plate, and their mission to uncover this historical treasury is critically dependent on their viewers. We are so close to hitting 5,000 subscribers, and we need to smash that goal ASAP. If you haven't already, please show your support for the Hunt for History and hit that like button, subscribe, and consider leaving a super gracias to directly support the immense effort required for this complex salvage operation. It makes a massive difference in continuing this series. Also, drop a comment below and let us know where in the world you're watching this video from. We love seeing how far our industrial explorations travel. Now, back to the silent steel vault that stood between the brothers and the foreman's massive, hidden treasure. The brothers utilized high-precision plasma torches to cut a surgical opening into the false bottom of the ore cart. The metal parted, revealing a cavity below, perfectly dry and lined with heavy, treated canvas. The cavity was protected not only by the outer steel shell but by a final, inner lead lining, designed to resist moisture and secure the contents indefinitely. The inner vault was packed with two primary caches. The first was a series of small, heavy, tightly sealed metal tins. The second was a bundle of brittle, oil-soaked documents, carefully wrapped in lead foil. They opened the first tin. It was filled with shimmering, uncut gemstones, diamonds, emeralds, and rubies, all in their raw state, meticulously categorized by size and density. This was not the expected silver ore. This was an untraceable, portable treasury. The foreman had converted the mine's profits into the most secure, high-value, non-monetary assets available. The estimated value of the raw gemstones alone, based on their volume and quality, was immediately placed well into the tens of millions of dollars. The scrap or cart had become a billion-dollar bank vault. The documents, protected by the lead foil, were the key to the mine's sudden closure and the true scale of the treasure. The bundle contained the foreman's final, operational ledger, detailing the mine's massive profits and his plan for the escape. The ledger revealed that the collapse was not accidental. The foreman had intentionally triggered a controlled structural failure, sealing the massive, final silver vein for future, private recovery, and securing the entire treasury in the ore cart. The mine owners, fearing exposure, had simply abandoned the operation, leaving the foreman's hidden treasury behind. The final document was the most crucial, a coded map detailing the precise, sealed location of the massive, unextracted final silver vein, proving the mine's true worth was still in the ground. The ore cart was not a scrap relic. It was the ultimate, two-tiered time capsule of a massive historical fraud. The brothers had found the immediate cash fortune, the gems, and the strategic key, the map, to a future fortune, the silver vein. The immense value of the recovery immediately dictated their next action, contacting specialized historical asset and geological law firms. The entire find was too large, too complex, and too tied to historical fraud to be handled quietly. The foreman's final secret was about to shake the global commodities market. The discovery of the cart's treasury, the massive cache of uncut gemstones, and the coded map to the unmined silver vein triggered a complex, multifaceted legal and geological operation. The brothers, Ben and Cory, secured the gold and immediately initiated legal proceedings to secure their ownership rights under salvage and discovery law. The value of the recovered gemstones alone was confirmed at $18 million. This initial fortune was a game-changer. However, the immense fortune lay in the coded map. Geological surveys, cross-referenced with the map's precise coordinates, confirmed the existence of a massive, untapped silver vein, exactly where the foreman had sealed it. The market value of the silver ore in that vein was estimated to be in the high hundreds of millions of dollars. The brothers' seemingly worthless scrap purchase had made them the sole owners of one of the largest unmined silver reserves in the country. The brothers used the initial $18 million in recovered gems to fund the massive capital required to safely reopen the mine's sealed entrance and begin extraction of the silver vein. They established the Thorn Legacy Corporation to honor the foreman's meticulous secrecy and to manage the mining operation ethically and sustainably. The extraction of the silver proved to be a highly successful, multi-year operation, yielding a revenue stream that secured their family's wealth for generations. The final monetary settlement and revenue generated from the mining operation, driven by the intelligence contained in the ore cart, provided the brothers with an estimated total fortune exceeding $600 million. The scrap or cart had become the definitive source of their wealth. They permanently preserved the original ore cart, displaying it at the mine site, with the false bottom and the complex locking mechanism visible, ensuring the story of the foreman's ingenuity and the massive hidden treasury would never be forgotten. The entire massive investment paid off exponentially, all thanks to a simple, heavily secured piece of scrap metal. This monumental discovery, unlocked by the sheer genius of a desperate foreman and the anomaly of a single rusted ore cart, proves that true fortune often hides where nobody is looking. If you want to see more complex industrial engineering, untraced strategic assets, and unbelievable stories of sudden wealth, make sure you show your support. We are already well past 5,000 subscribers and we are moving towards 10,000. Every like and share helps us fund the next massive salvage operation. Hit that like button, subscribe, and definitely leave a super gracias to help us keep this incredible historical investigation going. Tell us, where in the world are you watching this stunning discovery from? Join the Archive Twins for the next massive industrial fortune.